everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we will learn about how diesel engine power plant works with its constructional layout, site selection, and advantages and disadvantages, also with applications. Diesel engine power plant. The diesel engine power plant use diesel engine to rotate alternator and produce electrical energy. Diesel engine used as a prime mover, and this power plant is known as diesel engine power plant. So first let us understand the diesel engine. Diesel engine is an internal combustion engine that converts chemical energy into mechanical energy. Here is the schematic figure of diesel engine. It consists of a piston and cylinder arrangement. As the piston began to move downwards, the bore and the inlet valve opens and air is sucked in. The inlet valve closes at the bottom of the stroke. Piston moves up and compresses the air-fuel mixture, heating it up. Fuel is injected into hot gases through central fuel injection valve and spontaneously ignites. As the air-fuel mixture ignites and burns, it pushes piston downwards, driving the crankshaft. The outlet valve on the left opens to let out the exhaust gases and pushed out by returning to the piston. This is how the diesel engine works. Due to the combustion of diesel, rotational energy is generated. The alternator is connected with the same shaft of the diesel engine, which is used to convert rotational energy of diesel engine into electrical energy. Layout of diesel engine power plant. Diesel engine. The diesel engine is the main component to generate the mechanical energy from the heat energy, which is obtained by burning diesel fuel. The engine are also known as compression ignition engines. Generator. It is coupled to output shaft of the diesel engine. It is used to convert mechanical energy available at the output shaft of diesel engine into electric power. Air intake system consists of compressor and filter. The air required for the combustion of fuel inside the diesel engine cylinder is drawn through the air filter. The purpose of filter is to remove dust from the incoming atmospheric air. Exhaust system consists of silencer. This system leads to the exhaust gases out of the engine and discharge them in the atmosphere. The exhaust gases coming out of the engine are very noisy. In order to reduce the noise, a silencer is used. Fuel supply system consists of fuel oil tank, filter, pump, and fuel injector. Fuel from the storage tank is pumped through a filter into a smaller tank, which is called as a day tank. This tank supplies the daily requirement of diesel engine. The fuel is injected into the cylinder by a fuel injection pump through filter. Lubrication system consists of lubricating oil tank, pump, filter. The purpose of lubrication system is to reduce the wear of engine moving parts. Components of cylinder such as piston, shaft, valves must be lubricated. The lubrication system comprises of lubricating oil tank, oil pump. The lubricating oil is drawn from the oil tank by pump and is passed through a filter to remove impurities. Then the clean lubricating oil is delivered to the point which required lubrications. Lubrication also helps to cool the engine. To keep the temperature of cooling oil low, oil coolers are used. Cooling system. Only a part of heat released by burning of fuel is converted into useful work and the rest of heat is passed through a cylinder wall, piston rings, etc. This heat may cause damage to these parts of the system. The temperature of burning fuel inside the engine cylinder may vary up to 800 degrees Celsius. In order to lower this temperature, cooling is provided. For this purpose, cold water is circulated around the engine. The water takes away the heat from the engine and becomes hot. To recirculate this same water again for cooling, it is sent to a cooling tower. Components of diesel engine power plant. Air intake system. Large diesel engine power plant require air in the range of 4 to 8 meter cube per kilowatt hour. In natural air, lots of dust particles are available which may damage the cylinders of engine. Therefore, air filters are used in the air intake system. The filters are made up of cloth or wood. In some cases, oil bath filters are used. In oil bath filters, the dust particles are oil coated. The design of air intake system is done in such a way that it causes minimum pressure loss during airflow. If the pressure losses are very high, it may increases the fuel consumption and reduces the engine capacity. To avoid clogging, the air filter must be cleaned periodically. In a large capacity power plant, a silencer is used between the engine and intake system to reduce noise pollution. Fuel supply system. In diesel power plant, as the name suggests, diesel is used as a fuel. Depending upon the capacity of engine and supply hours, the storage tank is required to store the diesel. Before supplying the fuel to engine, fuel must be filtered and it does not contain any impurities. Metering of fuel is necessary. According to load in each cell, it must inject the exact quantity of fuel, provide written path to unused fuel. Lubrication system. In IC engine, the piston cylinder arrangement is referred to a very large variations of the temperature. It works at a maximum temperature of around 2000 degrees Celsius or higher than this. At such a high temperature, the lubricating material may converted into gummy material and it results in sticky piston rings. The engine run on high load conditions and cause friction loss in case if the lubrication system fails. Therefore, the lubrication system is necessary for IC engine and it requires an adequate quantity of oil reach to all parts of the engine. The lubrication system prevents direct contact between two metals and will reduce the wear and tear in the moving parts. Piston and cylinder, main crankshaft bearing, camshaft and its bearing, end of the bearings and connecting rod are the components of IC engine must be lubricated. Exhaust system. While combustion of diesel, gases are produced. The system that is used to remove these gases is known as exhaust system. The exhaust system aims to discharge gases from the engine into the atmosphere. The exhaust system are designed in such a way that they will remove gases without losing pressure. If the pressure releases, it requires more work to do to exhaust gases, and it will increase fuel consumption and reduce power output of diesel engine. To reduce the noise level, exhaust system must be provided with muffler or silencer. With the help of flexible exhaust pipe, the vibration must be isolated from the plant. The exhaust system is needed to cover by the asbestos to avoid heat transfer, and it must be cleaned periodically. Working of diesel engine power plant. The compressor draws the air from atmosphere and compressed it. The compressed air is supplied to the diesel engine through the filter for starting, where it is get compressed by piston and cylinder. The fuel oil is pumped from the tank through filter and pump into the fuel injector. The fuel injector injects the fuel into the cylinder and mixed with compressed air. The injected fuel gets ignited and combustion takes place. This liberates huge amount of energy which is utilized to run the generator to produce electric power. Cooling water circuit is continuously supplied to cool the engine, and lubricating circuit consists of lubricating oil tank, pump and filter is supplied to lubricate the engine parts. Air intake system supplies air to the engine for subsequent operations. Site selection for diesel engine power plant. The factors affecting a site selection of a location of diesel engine power plant are listed below. Bearing capacity. The diesel engine is placed on a foundation. If the bearing capacity of selected land is high, then it does not require high depth for a foundation, and it will save the initial cost of the power plant. Transportation facilities. The plant requires heavy piece of machinery. Hence, the selected site must have an adequate transportation facilities. Labor. Large capacity diesel power plant requires several labors. Availability of water. The diesel power plant requires water for cooling purpose. Future expansion. There are some extra land available for future expansion. Availability of fuel. These plants require a high volume of fuel, that is diesel, so a site should be selected where fuel is available easily. Distance from the populated area. The operation of diesel engine pollutes nearby area. Hence, the plant must be located at a far distance from the human being. Distance from load center. To avoid transmission losses, the site should be selected near the load center. Advantages of diesel power plant. Simple in design, good response to varying load without any difficulty, standby losses are less, they occupy less space compared to hydropower plant, they can be started and put on load quickly, they required less quantity of cooling water, overall capital cost is less, no problem of hash handling as compared to steam power plant, lubrication system is very economical, cost of building and civil engineering work is very low. Disadvantages of diesel power plant. High operating cost, high maintenance cost, capacity is limited up to 150 megawatt, Noise is a very serious problem. Diesel power plants are not so economical. Life of diesel power plant is very small as that of 2 to 3 years only. Applications of diesel power plant. The applications of diesel power plant are as follows. Installation of plant. The plant can be easily installed in a power system network, but if you consider economic conditions, the capacity of plant limits up to 5 megawatt to 50 megawatt. These limits also depend on the load capacity, availability of fuel, water and space. Peak load plant. The diesel power plant is used with thermal power plant and hydroelectric power plant to meet peak demand. It reduces the per unit cost of the power generation. It can easily start and stop with the demand and varying with load variations. Emergency plant. The diesel engine can be used as an emergency plant when the power of grid is not available. The diesel engine is used as a backup plant for emergency conditions. Mobile plant. The small and medium capacity of diesel power plant can be fixed on a truck or trailer. This plant can be used as a mobile power plant and we can take this plant to supply where grid power is not available. This plant is also used as an emergency plant while power failure. Standby unit. This plant can be used as a standby unit with a hydroelectric power plant. When the water is not available sufficiently in the hydropower plant to meet power demand, the diesel power plant operates parallel with the hydropower plant. Power plant for small industries. This power plant can be used to run a small industry for short periods where the reliability of power is essential throughout the day. Nursing station. In some area where a grid is not available or any developing area where does not have enough load to contact with a grid, the diesel power plant is used as a temporary solution to supply power and remove when the grid is connected.